What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan. A happy Saturday to all of you. It is Saturday, June 25th. We have had a really big week in anime this week as we saw the conclusion of many loved and cherished series like Data Live and Kaguya-sama, and today is also the end of the first cour of Spy X Family, which have been arguably some of the best shows of the spring season. However, that is not what this video is here to talk about. As you can tell by the title, and in case you did not see the announcement, if you are a Crunchyroll subscriber, you woke up to amazing news today. Well, amazing news about a week ago, but great news today. RWBY Ice Queendom. The surprise announcement and the return of the original animated series by the producer and creator Matium has returned in a different animation format and is being animated by Shaft. So as a kind of reminder, this RWBY Ice Queendom is actually bringing us back to the early days of Beacon when RWBY and her team first teamed up. With different animation and a little bit of different direction in how they want to show the story. This was a shocker to many. As you know, RWBY has had a turbulent life as an animated production. It really has. And, you know, I think I got all the way to volume 7 right when they got to Atlas, I want to say. And that's when I fell off a little bit. And and I want to make it very clear that my reason for falling off actually had nothing to do with all the rest of the controversy that was surrounding Montium's passing and the direction that that the studio chose, that Rooster Teeth chose to take the series after that, because the series was always meant to be dark. And I think that was a misconception that a lot of people who watched it originally did not believe. You know, when Pierre's death happened, a lot of people things did get very dark very quickly, and for me, I was living for it. Unfortunately, I just feel that some things with the story just outright were just sloppy after that, and then I just naturally fell off after volume 7 started. With that said, RWBY has been a very interesting show to how I feel. I definitely started off the first couple of volumes with hella love, and I actually had a lot of love after everything that transpired, and I want to say it was volume 3 when everything really broke to pieces. But you just naturally fall off when, you know, the honeymoon period is over. And I feel that after the honeymoon period of my love with this series hit an edge, especially because of inconsistent times of how long the episodes lasted. You have one episode last 10 minutes, another one that lasted 20 minutes, another one that lasted 11. Just a lot of inconsistencies all around with how the original RWBY production was just shown to us. So I, for one, am very excited for this. I am very, very, very excited. Shaft picked this up, so I'm expecting great things, and I am expecting dark moments, and Shaft has picked this up. So with that said, before we start, as I said, as a reminder, the original creator of RWBY was Matium, and he did pass away back in 2015 due to a severe allergic reaction. So as I always tend to do before we start this series, I just want to give a big rest in peace to Matium, and just a quick moment to put his face up on the screen for those who did not know. All right, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and read the description of the description of the series as it has been provided to us via Crunchyroll. The description of RWBY Ice Queendom. In the world of Remnant, a place where science and fairy tales coexist, human civilization is plagued by deadly monsters known as the Grimm. For a time, victory by the Grimm seemed all but certain, if not for the heroism of those sworn to protect humanity, huntsmen and huntresses. These warriors are trained and assembled into teams at schools like Beacon Academy, where RWBY meets Weiss and Blake, forming Team RWBY along with RWBY's sister, Yang. While Team RWBY studies to become the greatest huntresses the world of Remnant has ever known, they are faced with a horrifying threat. So this is the general premise that this show has always started off, but reading it in that fashion again definitely lets me know that we are starting from the beginning again. And as I always am willing to do, this is one of those series that I'm absolutely willing to see what direction they choose to take. And I'm going to be very honest with my opinions if I feel that it's good or bad. So with that said, the show just started. We were given a treat this Saturday where the first 3 episodes are back to back to back. So, and Crunchyroll did not separate the episodes. So as a result, this is a opening 1 hour and 6 minute video. This will be my longest straight through reaction to date. It is possible if I need like a swig of water or something, you may see me step off screen because this is basically the equivalent to a mini movie right now. So if I do, I'm going to try to step up at a point where I don't think anything too critical is being talked about. But for the most part, I'm going to try to stay placid here for the entire hour and 6 minutes. Again, I am using my Google Pixel 6 for the recording. It just did a recent update, so there should be no issues with audio, and the video should not be cutting out. If the video does cut out, normally it'll just trim the clip in 2 pieces and you won't be able to tell the difference. So with that said, guys, RWBY is back. Ice Queendom is our title, and the title is the title of the series, and the title of the 3 episodes that we are going to watch back to back, which episodes in RWBY are known as chapters. Chapter 1, Red, White, Black, Yellow, Departure. Chapter 2, This is Beacon, Exam. And Chapter 3, A Nightmare Comes Nightmare. I'm so excited. I'm so stoked. And let's see if the magic of RWBY will continue to live in this anime. So let's get this party started in 3, 2, 1. It's gonna be so weird watching this in like regular animation. Okay. All right. Yo, I had a little chill. I'm excited for this. Red, white, black, and yellow. Also, I never watched RWBY in the Japanese dub, so this is actually my first time hearing Japanese voices to this series. Aww. Looks good. I remember when her original character video, when the original series started, came out. I had always felt that dark sensation from things, which is another reason why, ooh, Yang! Why I was never surprised that things took a dark turn. Hey, what's up, Yang? Oh, I think this animation is going to work for this. It's alright. Slice, slice, slice. A character I really didn't start liking until quite a bit later into the volumes. Mm. Oh my goodness. About sick of you. Damn, I'm already mad at Whitley. We just started. Oh. Oh, shit. Bro, this. I always got so tired of this damn family, I swear. Oh, boy. Let's go, Weiss. Let's go. I'm liking the fight style already, guys. I don't know. Shit. Come on. Let's go. Hey! Oh, man and Adam. Oh, boy. Here we go. When they were still on good terms. Man, this is really the beginning. Hey. Hey! She do it? Oh no. Okay. Let's go, Weiss. You got this. Oh! Oh, let's go! This is so magnificent. I swear. Oh! Show that damn dad of yours. Tired of that, man. Oh, man. See, and Adam was always on that crap. Damn. I will say, out of the four so far, maybe we could have got him fighting a little, just a few more moments of talking before this happened. Because if you didn't really watch the original, it's going to seem like this just abruptly happened. But it's okay though. And above all, animation. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's good. That was a nice first sequence. That was a nice first sequence. I have a lot of good vibes so far. Hey. Oh, you just don't know. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Whip they ass, Ruby. Yo, this music. This has always been one thing that's been great about RWBY. Even if the story's been flawed, the music is always great. Um, she tore them up. Semblance. Oh. Oh! Hey! That is. Good old Cinder. Oh, man. Good old Osman. Hey. You know it's real if he's come straight here. Of course, the man comes bearing cookies and milk. Let's go. If only you knew what would come after they left. Oh, and so everything is in place now. Blake had never been about that. She had long separated from Adam's ways. It's cool. Winter's all that really matters here anyway. They wrote this very well. Very good start. And everyone is off now. If only we knew what was going to be coming in the near and distant future. Oh boy! They storyboarded this really well. They put this together really well. All right. And so this is the second episode, I believe, second chapter. Yo, Nora, she always got the short end of everything. My heart can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do this. While there are things that I have forgotten out of the original story, I will say this much. I'm going to treat this as its own story. I'm going to do my best not to spoil major things for those who are watching RWBY for the first time. I will do my best. But Pierre has a very big significance as we get into the later story. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, RWBY, you're going to have to establish your own independence. This is Beacon. She has 0 minutes. Look at Blake, stunning. Blake ain't nothing. I ain't gonna lie, she like how I used to be. And kind of still am. Mm. Oh boy. Blake is all. Oh boy. Ooh. Nothing like two hot-blooded people, I swear. Go shopping. These two look like they want to go shopping. No. You brought yourself over into the conversation. Why is... Bruh. How you gonna say don't ever talk to me again? Oh. Yo. I ain't gonna lie, pure hot, bro. John! What's up? And if only you knew. They will have a wonderful friendship. Yeah, you just came across Weiss and she just has problems. It's gonna be okay. It'll get better. Oh boy. Oh, yo! What a hell of a way to start the test. Oh, oh boy. Because you know the first people you set your eyes. Oh, John. Ah, ha, ha. Oh no. Damn. Ha! There it is. Yeah, it's too late for that. Oh. Hey. Hey. Oh my goodness. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yep. Weiss, you run over here starting stuff though. Oh boy. And there it is. Wow, to think though that they would have been with John if they had helped John. It's just wild. But alas. Oh boy. Jeez. Wait, you gonna about to burn the whole forest down. Bruh. Why, she about to get clapped in a moment. Y'all gonna have to start cooperating real quickly before y'all end up getting whacked here. Wouldn't it be a plot twist in the story? One of them end up getting wiped out before we even start. Oh. Oh. Wow, so both sides were so close to being with other teams. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you'll get extra points if you. I'm sure you get extra points, but that is not the purpose of this test. Hey! Yo, I am not gonna lie, the fights look great. All right. We're going to have to get some teamwork going real quickly, though, if we're going to take this down. Yeah. And, of course, RWBY would be the one to ask for help. But I know I said this right. Pierre looks great. That was great. Aww. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! Let's go. Hey, a shot. Let's go. The team is here. Let's go. Oh, boy. Team Juniper. Not. Oh. Look at that faith. Team RWBY. Awesome. Oh. Oh no. I'm sure you haven't. Okay, I thought she was going to be mad, but she's not. Okay, that's cool. A nightmare comes. We are in chapter 3. Also, what I'll do, guys, in the reaction is I'll mark the chapters in the description when I put this reaction up. Bro, they bringing these whole monsters to class, bro. Y'all just got money to be spending to rebuild stuff, I swear. I mean, Ruby has great instincts, but she definitely has to let her teammates kind of figure their own path out. This is just a class examination, so she wasn't going to die. Oh my God, Ruby. You're doing the most. You're doing the most, Ruby. I know it's not your fault. You don't mean ill will. Okay, Weiss, come. Yeah, they got to nip this in the bud, and they got to nip this in the bud right now. You're not going to make it much longer. But I get it from both. Yeah. Oh. I mean, this. And which all team, it really doesn't. Because John definitely was not the strongest in these early stages. Dang, he got whacked. What in the world? Oh, Pyrrha. Okay, I'm getting really scared here now. Well, in that case, you should be very happy to have Ruby because obviously Ruby has the strength. Oh, oh, look at Weiss. You know, again, as stuck up as Weiss does seem, oh, you know, she comes through. But you're gonna get it, and it's oh my goodness, I'm so worried. What in the world? And of course, it's been so long since I've watched anything, so I've forgotten so much. Oh, it's just the groom. Oh, oh. Shianzai. Oh. But would anyone here really be considered close yet? I mean, I guess. Maybe because they're a team now. This is actually pretty cool, and I don't think this was part of the original at all. So they have to fight a Grim in his dreams. Wow. Yep. So from the looks of it, as dangerous as a Nightmare Grim is, when there's a compatible team, it's quick to defeat them. Because I was okay. So it's not as dangerous as I thought, but I guess with time, there it is. Now, is it just one, or is it because the others were having, were showing? Because I wonder if there's multiple ones. Yeah. Right, so there is multiple ones. That's what I thought I was about to say. Yeah, because they're already in others here, including Weiss. Uh, y'all should really watch her. Well, maybe it'll be kept down now that she's kind of trying to turn a new leaf now. Mm. Mm. Oh boy! Hey! Please go capture him. Oh man. Hey! Penny! Penny! So I love Penny so much. Mm, mm. That's because that's what's been painted. Mm, no, and that's. Again, that's why she left, because she's trying to figure this all out. I mean, both of y'all have to understand each other better, but Weiss. Yeah, also when you're here at Beacon, it doesn't matter about your organization. You got to get together. Y'all gonna end up dying. Oh shit. Did you eat any of this great food that was presented to you? Oh, Weiss. Bruh. You being real. I swear. You're being all stuck up, Weiss. You gotta get it together. One moment you show you're good, the next moment you go back to being uppity. Come on, girl. Oh, boy. Yeah, because you are really not that great of a person right now. Penny! Dang! Bruh. Oh, do you now? Damn, it's too late. It's too late. Oh, it's too late. And it's ending right there. She's in a dream. Well, I gotta say, it's good. And the music. Oh! Oh, Caleb China too? Alright. Bro, they got a lot of people involved in this. Yeah, this song is groovy. It's groovy. Again, the music never fails. The music never fails in RWBY. Wow, 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 wow. I'm going to make sure there was no interruption in the video. We're going to talk about the reaction. All right, guys, so everything was good with the reaction, so now for post-reaction. That was a treat. That was a treat. This was not a perfect start to this standalone series, but it was a treat. It was great getting to watch the differences between 2D and 3D. And I want to talk about a few things here. So while I was prepping for the post reaction, I did just take a brief look at the comments to see if people's reactions and responses were very similar to mine. And more or less it seemed that way. Some were a little more critical in certain spots than others. So I want to start this post reaction by talking about the positives. The positives, I personally do prefer this animation with certain exceptions. Some of the 3D fights in the first couple of volumes, particularly Penny's fight out at the harbor, I might have preferred the way it was done a little bit better in the original than it was in the anime, but it was good. I personally believe there is going to be more consistency. So, and this was always my biggest issue with the RWBY's franchise was consistency. We could either have a great 3D animated fight one moment and then just absolutely shoddy animation for like a whole couple of chapters, or it would just be really good. With this anime, with the first 3 episodes that we just watched, I feel that if anything, we received consistency. We received consistency from the animation standpoint, maybe a little bit down in the second chapter of the 3 chapters that we just got, but I still think it was relatively much more consistent than we ever got in the original RWBY. On top of that, I love the music in this. You know, music has always been a key thing to this. I know by default, some of you are going to be biased to the original music and the girl who did all the original singing. And that's perfectly fine. Again, this show is going to kind of either be really, really loved or really, really hated. For people like me that fell off of the original RWBY, I am really loving where we went so far. And I remembered enough about this that, you know, even with the very limited interactions with like Torchwitz and, you know, and I probably just messed his damn name. I always mess his name up. But we got to see Cinder. We got to see Penny. We got to see quite a number of characters. Of course, we got to see Pyrrha, and you know, I'm very interested in how they're going to end up doing Pyrrha's thing for those who are in the know. Those who aren't in the know, just enjoy the ride. But yeah, I think that the storyboarding for this was more consistent. Now, we do need to talk about the speedrunner. That was the first and the second chapter. It was stated prior to the release of this episode that the first 2 episodes were going to be more or less recaps of the first few volumes. And really, I think that it was a recap of Volume 1 and Volume 2, basically, because this is going to be its own standalone anime to retell the story. I believe things are going to slow down a little bit now. And again, we have just gotten started, so it is impossible for me to really make a determination if the speedrunner choice for the first 2 volumes is going to prove to be a positive or a negative in the grand scheme for the series. But they expect that people who are going to be watching this will either be people who are trying to return to the series that fell off of the original, or people who followed the original all the way up to the most recent volume and just want to see what the anime is going to look like in 2D. They expect you to know what's really, the dynamics and the personalities between the characters involved. And so they did, even though they did flush out, Team RWBY, I think they did a very good job. I actually think I felt a little better with how they chose to do that than some of y'all seem to have felt in the comments that were very critical on the fact that it seems like they just rushed the relationships of everybody. But I think that the first episode was great. I think that was the strongest of the 3 chapters so far. I think it was really well done, and it was a near 10 out of 10 first of the 3 chapters for me. The weakest was the second chapter, and then the second strongest was the third chapter. So yeah, and that's really just my initial thoughts about the positives. The negatives does have to be with Weiss's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I think that was a consequence because with it being Ice Queendom, we know that there's going to be a heavy focus around Weiss. We are very clear, that was made very clear that is where a big chunk and focus of this specific standalone story is going to be around. And I feel that while they did a great job with the portrayal of the dynamics in the first chapter, the second and third, maybe they got a little bit convoluted with what they wanted to show. They wanted to show her internal struggles. And what I would have liked to see more, which I think would have been received better by the community, is if when she made these decisions, you heard her internally talk just a little bit more with herself. A big glaring issue was, of course, the resolution of finding out that Blake was a faunus. And, just 5 minutes before, she was just hating this girl, and then 5-6 minutes later, she has internally persuaded herself that, okay, I'll let it go. And even though we know that that's what happened, she internally told herself from a story writing standpoint and from a boarding standpoint, us as the watchers watching this, it was definitely rushed. And that was, I think, the biggest flaw of this was how they chose to deal with Blake being a faunus and the Weiss fiasco. And that's where a vast majority of my drop in rating is going to come from. But of course, we have now been introduced to a new element, an element that was not part of the original RWBY, and that is the Nightmare Grim. And please correct me if I'm wrong, I do not believe there was a Nightmare Grim, one that could literally go into your minds and eat you away from the inside while putting you into a state of, into a dream state, and that your partners have to go into that dream state and kind of get you out of it before it completely takes over your body. I do not believe that there was such a Grim in the original, which also means I do not believe a character called Shion existed. And again, correct me, original RWBY fans, if I'm incorrect. I do not believe that she existed as an original character in any of the original volumes. So if that is the case, she is a new addition. I like her addition, and I like the introduction of the Nightmare Grim. I'm very interested to see where they go with this. So with that said, I have to tread lightly with my first rating for this as of right now. Based on the 3 volumes and based on the 3 chapters and what we've been given in this first hour and 6 minutes, and the fact that for me the positives did outweigh the negative, I will award the start of the show an 8 out of 10. And that is where it will ride at least for the next several chapters. I have to see how they're going to flush things out, and if the speedrunner thing is going to now slow down, because I think we are now getting into a canon. How do they describe it? It's going to be like a canon that falls hand in hand with the main story, but it's also its own different entity. So I guess you could say side story, but it's not really side story because obviously we have the canon elements that are involved with it. So, but yeah, 8 out of 10 I think is appropriate from my end right now. I just took a glimpse at Mal to see how people rated this first part of the series. It's so far averaged a 7.42. So I think that is right around the par that I would expect. I think that we're all going to be very conservative with our ratings because most of us who knew they were going to be speed running the first 2 volumes, we know that we will need to be conservative with our opinion until we see how they choose to show this standalone story for the chapters 4 and beyond. So with that said, that is my initial reaction. I'm definitely glad that this is here. And again, it was going to be different because again, this is not 3D, this is 2D animation. So this is going to be an adjustment for some people. And while quite a lot of people after Monty Moon's passing and the changes that happened after Volume 3, a lot of people did complain, myself included, that the 3D just universally got really choppy and kind of all over the place. And at some times, yet the fight sequences may have been a little better, but for the most part, it wasn't really that appeasing to the eyes. I think that with the consistency now that we have, first, consistency with the animation style we're going with, and consistency with the story length or episode length. Again, these are going to be 22. It looks like they were 22, 23-minute episodes. Of course, that it was exempt from the opening and whatever the closing is going to be. So it's going to be about 24-minute episodes. One thing I'm looking forward to is that consistency. The original RWBY, I hated it with all my soul. That one episode was 10 minutes, another episode was 6 minutes, another episode was 25 minutes, another episode was 13 minutes. It was all over the place. And I'm really looking forward, now that we have a consistent episode length, seeing them be able to take their time, understanding that there'll be a consistent block each episode to tell the story that they want to tell. So that is my opinion, guys. I think that we're off to a great start. There is definitely room for improvement. And again, I'd like to see the things that I just mentioned be improved upon, and particularly for the speedrunner to kind of stop itself now, so that we can now and I think that it will slow down now. We'll be settled in on the story that it wanted to get us to now for this. And really, this was just a reminder that if you really want the original RWBY, you will want to go back and watch the original RWBY by Rooster Teeth, which all the episodes are available for free on Rooster Teeth's YouTube. So with that said, this is my reaction. Thank you so much for watching. This is a very long video, the longest video I've ever made to date, but that's what happens when there's an 1 hour and 6 minute season start. If you did like the reaction and like the show and want to see future reactions to this edition of RWBY, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. If you want to be one of the first to be notified when a new reaction becomes available, hit the bell icon. So with that said, great start to RWBY Ice Queendom. I look forward to future episodes, and until the next episode, catch you later.